Go.
Hello everybody, welcome to Homeshed Podcast. My name is Connor and this is my co-host
Darius
And Jackson.
and this is the first official episode of the podcast. Today we'll be talking about the round review that happened round 6 and we'll be talking about the news throughout the week, and we got a few questions from my Instagram followers, and if you're not following, make sure to give us a follow. Anyway, let's get straight to it. Round review. First game, Thursday night, Knights versus Roosters, 22 to 20. What do you both reckon?
Well, that one there. Just going down to the last play
Yeah.
there, but
Terrell May with great catches, win the game.
Newcastle just falling short in the end. And McDonald Jones, you don't see that very often there in that stadium in Newcastle. But Joey Manu, he was amazing.
Yeah, one of his best games in his career, I reckon.
Yeah, what do you think, Jackson?
Yeah, look, it was a good game from both teams, both completing at high rates with the footy. Considering the amount of players the Roosters had out, key players as well to their team, going into Newcastle and beating the Knights at the fortress that they call it now. It's not easy to do now, so, full credit to the Roosters and, just proves that they're a good side.
Yeah, we got a few key players from this game. First of all, man of the match, obviously, Joey Manu. 347 run meters, 1 try assist, 30 runs for a fullback. You don't see that very often, but big effort from him. Bradman Best with a big game as well. 1 try, 252 run meters. What a game he had. But yeah, Terrell May, Victor Radley, one of the greatest Roosters forwards for them right now, and they're doing well.
I think you could also put Kai Pearce-Paul in there.
Yeah, he was
really good.
Yeah, he was good for the Knights.
And maybe even Angus Crichton, he was fantastic.
Angus Crichton was everywhere. Yeah. Kalen Ponga even, got injured, but managed to fight on and still was very key for the Knights. So.
Just got involved a bit too late. Kalen had that great run, almost got him, but no support, unfortunately. But Roosters, what a game they had though. Really big win, gutsy win considering all the injuries. Tedesco, Walker, Tupanua got injured early.
Connor Watson, he really stood up there.
Yeah, he played good as well.
In that 5'8" spot, hasn't played there for a few years, but he really stood up against his old team, against his old mate, Kalen Ponga.
Yeah, Luke Keary as well, he had a good game. He's really coming out of his shell now.
Mm.
Played well against the Bulldogs, almost got the win there, and then got the gutsy win against the Knights. I reckon he's a smoky for Origin, Luke Keary.
Yeah, I always think that he's better without Sam Walker, because you see those two, they kind of just cancel each other out. We saw Rabbitohs, Roosters, we saw Sandon Smith and Sam Walker. We saw Sam Walker go to a different level there.
Yeah.
And then Keary and Watson there. Keary's gone to a different level.
Yeah, it's just he's a really smoky for Origin, because at the moment Blues are struggling with 5'8". Obviously you got Luai, but I think is he injured at the moment? He got hurt against Manly, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I think he'll be back.
Yeah.
I think next round. I think the bye would have helped him. But anyway, let's jump to Friday night, 6 o'clock. Storm versus Bulldogs. Storm just got the win, 16-14, and what a game that was as well. One of the games of the rounds. What do you reckon, Jackson?
Yeah, look, sort of like the Roosters, the Dogs had a few key players out. Blake Taff, there were just a few out there, but, they really gave it to Melbourne at home.
Not easy to do either.
No, it was just a grandstand finish of the game. Josh Adokar, what a game he had against his old
Yeah,
side.
bounce back.
Three tries, from a rough start to the season for him. He really showed out in that game against Melbourne.
Yeah, and he was our Homeshed man of the match as well, and he had 5 line breaks in there as well, which is really tough against Melbourne, one of the best defence in the comp. But yeah, they really stood up to the Bulldogs. Unlucky not to get the win, but Sean Ball, he's just come into Storm and he's playing great. Played well last game and got the winning try this game. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I was sad when the Tigers got rid of him there because of how good he was, but he is thriving under Bellamy. Seriously, he could definitely be one of the best second rows in the game. Give him some time under Bellamy, but
Viliami Kikau,
Yeah.
he has been a monster the past few weeks, in my opinion. Just hard to stop. Just runs through everyone. He ran for 100 metres, 28 tackles, three line break assists, 5 tackle busts.
tying first on Dally M points with Kalen Ponga at the moment.
That's a bit of a shock to me, but I mean, if you watched his game, you saw him against the Roosters, he just carved up that side. And then he did it against Melbourne as well. Unlucky not get the win, obviously, Bulldogs, but great effort. And Sean Ball, 40 tackles for him as well. It's a big effort from the second rower. Not really in the middle much, but big effort. Another player, I reckon, Bronson Cherry. Just came back last week. And now he's had a really big game this week.
Yeah.
2 try assists, I think it was, for the Fox, and 200 running meters plus.
Well, that's what we thought he could do every game when he was coming back, but we saw last game he was a bit quiet, and this game he just stood up, which I think was very impressive. Him and Josh Harrison are going to be a combination.
Kick out as well, Bird. That's a deadly side.
That left side just carved up that.
After 4 years, he's sort of finding his feet again in the NRL. Like last week, as you said, he was really pretty quiet, like wasn't involved as much, trying to find his feet again. But this game, he really stood up, came in with like 2 huge try assists to help get his Dogs back into the game. So, it was an overall very good effort from Bronson Xerri, and the Dogs are looking.
Everyone's saying it, but I agree with it. They're 1 halfback away from making the top 8. I think you got to give Sexton a run.
Yeah, this week, Hutchinson he's not the guy that can do it. I think he's a better utility than he is. Great tackler, just a bit too slow.
Attack-wise, he's like that last play. They had Melbourne on the pump. They're on their 20. He decides to run at last tackle. Throws a stupid offload to Marnie through an intercept. So you could say it's been Marnie's fault, but you can also give it down to Drew Hutchinson. He's not a bad player, but he's just not in the right spot at the moment.
He was schoolboy 5'8", I think, over Cameron Munster a few years ago. So you see,
he's got a lot to prove.
Yeah, but I just think his pace is just not there.
Yeah. Let's go to the Battle of Brisbane.
Friday night. So 28-14, Broncos proving too strong again for the Dolphins. Sort of trying to make it known that Suncorp is their home.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on this game?
I reckon it'll always be the Broncos' home. It's a bit of a stupid stereotype. Dolphins got Redcliffe, Broncos got Brisbane, so I think Broncos are proving it's definitely their home. Especially this game, it was dominant until the last 20. The Broncos had them on the fence. I thought it was going to get way more, 28-4 at one point, but Dolphins sort of stuck in there, got a few tries in the end to make the scoreline look reasonable, but Jack Bostock, he's really looking solid on that wing for Dolphins now. Getting a bit of confidence under Bennett.
And then you see they've signed Junior Tupou to come in, and where's he going to fit in? But I don't know that, but also Anthony Milford, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, wow. Very average game for him, and it was really a sort of stupid tackle we did on Reece Walsh. Had no reason to do that, but another good player for the Broncos. Broncos had a lot of good players, but Cobbo. Yeah, Reece Walsh was good. Cobbo, he had a great game. 202 run meters, 2 tries. What a game that was for him. And then another good player off the bench, Wilson. He's stepped up. He had a great game.
He is massive. He is so tall there. He's like a few centimetres shorter than Ben Takura, yeah. Oh, but you're not stopping him. You're not stopping him that close to the line there.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
He had a good game in the All-Stars, I think it was.
He scored in that one as well.
He was unlucky not get the start over to Power, but I think now he's proven he deserves that spot.
Yeah, they got some good forwards coming in there, the Broncos.
Yeah, Takura, unlucky not get a run after his debut, but it just shows how much depth they got.
And then they also got Piakura, who's been starting.
Yeah. Jaden Hunt's been going good for them, I reckon, as well. So he'll be good off the bench or in the reserve as well. And man of the match, obviously Patrick Carrigan. He had a massive game, 46 tackles, 211 running meters. Massive game for I think he was playing captain, wasn't he? Because when he was injured,
Yeah.
Massive game for Captain Carrigan. What do you reckon, Jack?
Yeah, he really just knows how to step up when the Broncos need it. Filling in for that captaincy role this week, of course, he was enormous for the Broncos in this win. He just doesn't give up. Like, he just keeps going 100% till the final whistle. Yeah. So Patrick Carrigan really deserved the man of the match for us this week, and it's going to be a good year for him, in my opinion.
Speaking of the Dolphins, they got a few injuries. I think Hammer also went down. I think he got 4 to 6 weeks, and then Nicarima went down as well. So it just shows their fullback depth. What do you reckon? If Rillo goes back, that gives it a crack?
Yeah, I think so. But you also got Tessie New could play there. He's played a few games there. But
I think a better option to have Rillo. Yeah.
And then you got Tessie New, Valence, Tavade coming in, play centre.
They've got a good back step. That's the good thing about the Dolphins.
I am excited to see Vance Tafari to play
He
again.
looks fit this year. He looks better. Yeah, so I think that'll do us for the Battle of Brisbane. Let's go to first game of Saturday, 3 o'clock, Manly vs Warriors. First draw of the year for the lads. What do you reckon? What a game it was.
Yeah, it's not very often you see a draw, but in my opinion, this is a game that sort of deserved a draw. It was neck and neck in front of another sold out Go Media Stadium in Auckland.
Yeah.
Like, the Warriors they're on another level at the moment. The crowd's really getting them home in ways as well. But, Manly were up for the test, and they really gave it to the Warriors, and I reckon the draw was the right ending for this game in my opinion.
For me, it was just a battle of the halfbacks, Sean Johnson, Cherry Evans, two halfbacks that are in their best form at the moment. DC gets better every time he gets older.
Yeah, the older he gets better.
Sean Johnson, we saw him last year how good he was.
And he's coming back.
And he's coming back stronger.
And also, you could say it's about the fullbacks, Chance. Chance, what a game Chance had. And Tom Turbo, he had a good game there as well. 2 tries, just 241 run meters. But Chance, 337 run meters. It was just, the fullbacks were just running ragged this week.
Yep.
Chance is off to a very good start in his only 2 games into his 2024 campaign at the moment, but he's proven huge for the Warriors at the moment, like running over 200 metres now last week and now over 300 metres this week. He's just...
You could tell he really wants to cement that fullback spot.
You could see
Roger coming through. He did well.
In pre-season, everyone was saying Roger should play there, Chance at centre, but Chance of good clocks has just made that fullback spot his.
Yeah, very true.
And I don't think Tuivasa-Sheck will get that spot unless Chance is in.
I like Tuivasa-Sheck at centre personally. You obviously got to have him in the team.
I like the mentality Roger's come into this year with, though. He said he'll play anywhere. He just wants the team to succeed. He wants to win the Warriors a premiership, and I reckon he's playing some very good footy still after his little stint in Union. So the Warriors are looking very good this season.
Their signings were just the perfect things they needed.
Yeah.
An experienced forward, that's what they needed. They get Capewell, and then they get Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. They needed another back in the centre, fullback maybe.
But half depth as well. They got Tamari Martin,
Chino Harris, Tavita, yeah.
But you still can't fault John Trbojevic, after two weeks ago, he had a horrific performance against the Dragons, like one you never really see from Turbo. But the past few weeks, he's really put that game behind him, and he's stepped up for Manly. So
yeah, he just works like a professional, puts it behind him. Also, was unlucky for Manly to be a draw. Sean Johnson, we'll touch back on that penalty later on, but what do you blokes reckon? You reckon it should have been...
I don't think so. Like, he's walking into it there, and what is he supposed to do? Just stop? Yeah. Nothing he could do, and then Sean Johnson on the floor just trying to milk that, gets it.
I guess it's smart from the veteran, but we'll
touch
back on that.
But also, just going quickly, our man of the match, David Cherry Evans.
It's an obvious one, yeah.
Like, he made history for Manly last week, and he's in some great form at the moment for Manly.
People was doubting, saying that he's getting too old for Origin, but he is Origin ready.
That's very true. Anyway, we'll go to the 5:30 game, Cowboys versus Eels, 27-20. This was a strange game, but it was just too good. Cowboys, very sloppy in my opinion.
Yeah, you don't see that often from the Cowboys.
Yeah, especially this year. They've been really impressive this year, but...
I just think Chad Townsend, I think you might need to give Jake Clifford a go there at that 7.
Yeah.
And
Drinkwater, he's everyone's saying he's Origin ready. I don't think he's quite there yet. Too many errors in his game, I reckon. He just if he could hold on to that ball and make better decisions, I reckon he's there. But you can't go past Teddy, Turbo, Edwards at the moment. He's not there quite yet.
Touching back on Townsend, his halves partner Tom Dearden stepped up as captain this year, and he's playing some very good footy.
He is in some of the best form I've seen him play.
Yeah, he's definitely fighting for that State of Origin half. He really wants the competition.
He'll definitely be in that squad.
Yeah.
18th man, I reckon.
Or maybe even, you never know, because Munster's been out for a while. He could just get it over Munster in the number 6. So I guess we'll wait and see to that. But yeah, Dearden, what a game he had. But we can't go past Dylan Brown. He was huge. His first game back at the 5'8" since Moses was gone, and I reckon he needed that. He needed RC to come in, give him a bit of control, because Taulagi... He was not bad, but he was just a bit too young to shove him straight into half. So
I don't really think he's a half. I think he's a centre, maybe a fullback.
I think he'll be back next week because I think Simonson got a bit of a knock. So I think he'll be back next week, going back in centre.
Dylan Brown, we always knew how threatening he is when running, but also his defence. He rarely misses.
Yeah, 27 tackles he had there.
Clint Gutherson was huge for Para, you know.
He brings that energy.
Like of course, Zach Lomax is most likely on his way to Para next year. Do you reckon Lomax will be gunning for that fullback spot over Gutherson, or do you reckon he's pretty much solidified for the centres?
I reckon he'll try for it, but I don't think you can give it to him.
Yeah, you can't go past the king.
Yeah. Gutherson is just too good at the moment, and he does the job week in, week out for Barra, so I reckon it'll be a bit harsh to replace him. So I reckon Lomax will either go wing spot or play centres, wherever they put him.
I reckon he'll be in the centre there with
Penasini. You mean Penasini in the centres?
I reckon on the winger too, Talangi and Penasini in the centres.
Yeah, it depends how Talangi goes this season, but he's impressed me so far. Speaking of wingers, Murray Talangi, speaking of Talangis as well, he had a good game. Pretty impressive. 1 try assist, and he had a few line breaks in there. Set up a great try for Scott Drinkwater. I think it was put him down by 6, but that was a great try. A few offloads in there. Good try for Cowboys, but yeah, that was, I don't know how to describe the Cowboys. That game were really sloppy. He had lots of chances, but just silly little errors in there.
Hopefully they can bounce back this week.
They're still sitting pretty high on the ladder, you know. They're 4-2, so they have time to turn that around.
Who else did they lose to?
Who did they? They beat
it was Broncos.
I think, they lost to the Broncos. Yeah. So, moving on to Saturday night, 7:30, Sharks vs Rabbits. Sharks proving too strong with a 34-22 win.
Yeah, tough one to watch, obviously, being a South fan, but no, I really liked this. It was good effort from the boys out there, especially Tom Burgess leading the forward pack. But I reckon
season is a Rabbitoh, and he's showing
winner.
England how good he is.
South's effort was amazing in my opinion on Saturday night.
Especially all the injuries that went down.
They were down to one person on the interchange at one point. They had 2 people for HIAs. Totola's hurt his ankle, so there'll be more coming out on that.
That versatility there.
Like it's
Michael Cheekham having to move to centre, Cameron Murray
had a
having to move
solid
to
game.
centre.
But then Murray went down as well, so I think the talking point of that game was obviously JD going, but Debutant Jai Gray had a great game. It just felt refreshing watching a fullback get involved, taking hard carries, because Latrell, you don't really see that often. He's just a flashy player. You'll see him throw good passes, but Jai Gray was just everywhere in my opinion.
After watching Jai Gray's performance, I definitely reckon he could now be giving Latrell a run for his money for that number 1 jersey.
I think they'll save South this season, moving Jai Gray fullback, Latrell centre, a bit of Jack White in the halves. But
we'll touch on that later.
But speaking of that, Jack White in the halves, you can't. But I reckon Hawkins was really impressive. So it's going to be hard to obviously maybe Cody Walker might have to go. He's been very average in my opinion.
Yeah. But you can't fault the 2 Sharks wingers, Sione Katoa and Ronaldo Mulatalo. Katoa was huge. You know,
they really attacked the weak side of South. Tane Milne, Isaiah Tash is not really used to playing wing, so they knew where our weak spots was, and they really, Mulatalo and Katoa had a great game.
Mulatalo's been off to a pretty eruptive start in 2024. He's up there. It's a shame he can't play Origin.
I would love to see that because he's one winger that I would not want to go up against.
Yeah.
He does not go light on his opposing winger.
He brings the energy and the passion for the Sharks, and I feel like that's what they lack.
He's an aggressive winger. You don't see much of those, and he just gets everything. He got everything right that game. There.
And himself, Homeshed's man of the match as well. So
another good player, I reckon, had to be Blake Brayley. He had a great game. 48 tackles. I think that was the leading one for the game, and he had a few good runs for the tired South forwards, because South had forwards who normally play 30, 20 minutes, playing about 50 or 60, because we had obviously 1 interchange, so he knew where our weak spots were, and Cronulla just did it well, and they just found our weak spots, and obviously got 2 points, South, but JD, obviously.
It's good that South have the bye this week. You know, they can sort of just refresh, you know, get everything sort of under control, sort out this whole Jason Demetriou situation, and then, you know, hopefully come back after this bye and sort of try and pick up their season, because they are a top 8 side. So, you know, it's not very good seeing South struggle like this.
We're on the Sunday afternoon game, 4:00. Dragons vs Tigers. Obviously, these 2 teams, 24-12. I'm gonna go with you guys first. Obviously, you guys would watch the game better than me. What do you reckon, Jackson?
Yeah, look, Dragons played well, still not up to touches like where Shane Flanagan obviously wants to be. The Tigers just seemed a bit flat in attack. Api Coruscant played alright in the first half and then sort of fell off, but the crowd was really eruptive in a sold out Campbelltown Stadium, so yeah, I reckon it was a very close game. Jareen Buller really stood up for the Tigers, running for 206 metres from 22 runs. So, Darius, what do you reckon?
I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't reckon Appy fell off. I feel like he did so much defending in the second half. He was just... And
Did he pick up another injury?
I don't know.
I think he got a cramp in there, but he is alright. Anyway, what do you reckon?
I think it was just extremely sloppy from the Tigers. Old Tigers fashion, win 2, lose the next 7. But, yeah, we got Lachlan Galvin coming back next week, which is good signs.
It's a big one.
But a few players out there, John Bateman,
Yeah.
Samuel, Fainu.
Jaden Sullivan just seems to be struggling at the moment. Like, he's not clicking. Like, he set up a beautiful try.
Yeah, for Asu Kapawa there, but his defense, it improved this game. I think it was better than his previous. But just the attack is just sloppy there, and he's trying to make those magical
he's trying to be the
moments,
hero.
but he just can't there. But a few players out for the Tigers. David Clemmer somehow
Yeah,
escaped suspension there.
That is ridiculous.
Did he escape suspension?
Yeah, he's just getting a $1,000 fine. But
Far out. There were 2 bad tackles as well.
Yeah, one man that stood out to
I
me.
don't think the Carl Flanagan one was that bad.
The Zach Lomax.
The Zach Lomax one.
Because the fact that he sort of threw a punch at Lomax afterwards as well is what the questionable part
Speaking
was.
of Lomax, he had a great game.
He's playing some of his best footy. I don't understand why he's complaining on the wing. Like, he's, in my opinion, him and Coates are maybe 2 of the best under that high ball at the moment in the NRL. Like,
Tolo as well, you got to put him in there. But I think I know I saw a bit of Zach Lomax threw a little pass to Avlo and was just yelling at him. I didn't appreciate that. As a South fan, you don't really deserve to yell. At your teammates. It was a sloppy pass, and just the bounce got away from Avlo.
But one good sign for the Tigers, Stefano Usukamanu there.
He's Origin ready again.
That try, that was beautiful there. Appy Chorus.
Yeah, it was
But then the misconversion.
Oh.
Got the touches a bit confused there as well. So
Yeah, I didn't see it. So
one man that really stood out to me, and a player that us Dragons fans are hoping re-signs in the coming weeks, Jaden Sewer. That try he scored out of nothing, it was...
just from a few offloads.
Yeah,
it was scrappy, but yeah, Sewer's been playing good footy this year. I think he will re-sign with you guys. And yeah, he played great.
Jack DeBellin off the bench as well. Came
Yeah.
on, made an immediate impact. So.
Definitely his best game in a while. Since coming back, he's been a bit sloppy, but I reckon he's been good. He was great this game, I reckon, coming into his own. 148 running metres, 27 tackles off the bench. That's pretty impressive for a prop forward as well.
Zach Lomax also went our man of the match. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, I really don't know Lomax. He's not playing like he doesn't want to be there, but obviously
you can definitely show heart. Like when he threw that ball to Carl Flanagan and scored, you saw him going back toward the team and celebrating with them also. It's a really confusing situation, but if he wants out, you can't keep everybody in the end of the day. So, I did read yesterday the Dragons have tabled to River a 3-year deal.
I heard something he went to the Knights as well.
But there's been no formal offer made yet. But to River's
we're waiting to see.
apparently the Dragons have blown Penrith out of the park financially, like to offer to River. So I don't see River personally leaving Penrith, but we'll see what unfolds in the coming weeks.
Well, I think a player that needs to be spoken for the Dragons. Obviously saying he wants to play Origin at the start of the year, Blake Laurie.
He
is very average.
Dragons Player of the Year last year as well, and he's...
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. He looks so fit this off-season, and I don't know, he just hasn't really improved much. I reckon he's disimproved in my opinion. He's gone down a bit. So I don't know, that's a really talking point for the Dragons. Should he still be in the team, you reckon?
I don't know. I reckon Jaime Sele did very well starting yesterday.
Yeah, he's always been a tough forward.
He's like, and Tyrell Sloan as well, getting moved to the wing at halftime last week. I reckon he was alright this week, under the high ball especially. So,
anyway,
but
let's get to the game of the round. Oh, sorry, mate.
One of the things that I didn't like there was Alex Swell going through and he nearly scored there, but then they called it back.
Yeah, they were playing with it.
I didn't like that one.
Anyway, let's get to the game of the round in my opinion. Raiders versus Titans, 21-20. What a game it was. Titans, you got to feel for them at the moment. What a kick it was from Brian Kelly. Only his second in the NRL. Missed the first one and just to step up and get that massive one from the sideline. He played good as well. Kelly.
Des Hazard was not a happy person in that press conference, really going at Casey Badger for the refereeing, saying it was uneven, and then Ricky Stewart had a throw back at him in that. So
Yeah, they've always been definitely the most passionate coaches, them too. So
it's just weird. It's just weird for the Titans because we know how good of a coach Des Hazard is. It's just something.
they don't have a bad side
like,
either on
something
paper.
must be going on.
That spine there that they put out against Canberra, that should be the spine for the whole year.
I reckon AJ Brimson did alright playing 5'8".
Oh, he did better
then when he went
than
to-
he did in the games he played centre.
He really stood up, made that really big line break as well to get the Titans down the end. Where do you reckon Ethan Strange, Des Hazard brought it up, played great, but Hazard was really concerned that he was offside on the charge down.
Personally, I didn't see it. I thought it was just good kick pressure. But obviously, Hazard saw it better than us. So
Just Ethan Strange there, that one running golden point.
yeah,
Just
he's really coming into his own at the Raiders. I reckon that's a really big call for him. Ethan Strange, obviously a lot of pressure, filling in Jack Wyden's boots, but he's done it really well in my opinion.
Question actually, where do you see KO Weeks squeezing into this side? Because Ethan Strange is playing some very good footy at 19 years old. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't see
reckon.
him. Oh, sorry.
I reckon Weeks was unlucky to play a bit of fullback. Obviously, Jerry Stewart, great player, but I reckon you should have given Weeks a run there at the fullback. See how he goes.
I think you got Rapiner, then Chevy Stewart, then Xavier Savage, Seb Chris.
You got so many over him.
Yeah,
So I think he's definitely competing for that 14 spot or the number 6 or 7.
I don't see him getting in that side unless Ethan Strange gets injured or Chevy Stewart
suspended.
gets injured or something, and they don't want to move Seb Chris or Savage out of
I
that
reckon
spot.
Seb Chris has been doing very well at centre. Sam Savage
Yeah,
on the
you saw him near the line, how much of a threat he was, and they had like 4 guys on him, and he was still pumping his legs, nearly going into school there.
Yeah.
a player that really stood out to me, the skipper Joseph Tarpany, in a very rare performance from a prop running 303 metres. You don't see
Big
that very
effort,
often
yeah.
from a front rower. So he really led from the front. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I reckon he had a captain's knock there. Great game for him. I think he almost played the full game, but really big effort from the big forward. He's always been good.
Yeah.
He's just really, the past 2 years or 3 years, he's really come out of his shell and just been playing great footy. Especially being the captain now, he's obviously got a lot of weight on his shoulders, but I think he's holding it very well at the moment.
Hudson Young as well played the whole 91 minutes of that game. He just has a filter. He just keeps going. And
He doesn't know when to stop,
Yeah,
and no one can stop him.
you reckon he's in the Origin team, Origin 4?
I think you got too many second rows over him. Ola Kawatu, Liam Martin, Cameron Murray.
Yeah, true.
I reckon he was a bit quiet in his Origin debut as well last year. So, but
He's a good crafty, second row, soft hands, can flick a ball,
Yeah.
can kick a little bit, but Jamal Fogarty as well, that winning field goal.
former Titan ruined their hopes of their first win for the season.
I don't know why they ever let Jamal Fogarty go.
He's playing I reckon he's top 3 halfbacks in the game at the moment.
Yeah,
You obviously got
and the fact he can play for Queensland as well. That Queensland half depth that
just
adds
keeps
to
going,
it. Yeah.
just keeps going. But no, yeah, Fogarty obviously got our man of the match, had a great game. But AJ Brimson, obviously he just tried his heart out for the Titans, man. Had that big run, had that massive run. But yeah, it's unlucky not to get the win. You got to feel for the Titans. But anyway,
On to our Homeshed team of the week for round 6.
Pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory. In fullback, you've got to have Joey Manu.
Yeah.
347 run meters, a try assist out of 30 runs. Like, he was just huge for the Roosters.
and the wingers we got Fox, obviously 3 tries, 240 running meters. And then you got Mulatalo, another 2 tries in there, 2 try assists and 100 plus run meters.
And then you got the centres there, Bradman Best, 274 run metres, 1 try, 107 post-contact metres.
That's impressive for a centre.
Yeah, and then 2 tackle busts. And then you also got Selwyn Cobbo there, self-explanatory, 221 run metres, from 17 runs.
That's impressive.
And then
he had
2 tries.
breakaway. He
Yeah,
had 2
and-
breakaway runs in there as well.
I definitely reckon, it was very close. You could have squeezed Bronson Sherry into there as well.
Yeah.
Like, he played amazing. You could have put Daniel Tupou on one of the wings as well.
Carras
Yeah.
as well,
Like-
Carras and Chance as well, unlucky not to get the fullback.
But in the halves, Dylan Brown, Cherry Evans,
Yeah.
they're self-explanatory. Dylan Brown really stepped up this week. DCE's playing some great footy.
Yeah, he needed to after last week's performance against the Raiders.
No one will stop DCE this this year.
Yeah, I reckon he's daily informed. I reckon it's one of the best seasons of his career, and he's one of the oldest players in the NRL at the moment.
You've also got Strange and Fogarty, who could have been in there as well.
Yeah,
They played great. So
Also, we'll get to the forwards now. You in the props, you got Tarpany, obviously, 300 run plus meters,
Self-explanatory there.
134 post contact meters. It's pretty crazy for him, and 33 tackles as well. Massive effort. And then Terrell May,
off the bench as well.
one try assist in there. Great. That was a great try assist. And he threw the short ball earlier in the set to get him going.
And also re-signed with the Roosters.
Yeah.
So that's really good for them.
174 run meters and 35 tackles off the bench. It's really impressive from the prop.
Yeah,
Who have we got at the number 9?
Number 9, Blake Brayley there.
Great game.
Could have had Brandon Smith, obviously, but
Very true.
Blake Brayley, one try,
Robson
77.
Lussick also played very well.
77 run meters from 8 runs, 2 tackle busts and a line break. 48 tackles.
You can't go past him.
Yeah.
Who are our second rows, Jack?
Hudson Young and Viliami Kikau. You know,
Kick out. Of course.
Wilton also played great in my opinion.
Morgan Smithies. What a buy for the Raiders from England. He is.
He is a mention for us, but at the lock we got Paddy Shaggan. You can't go past him at the moment.
Stepped up there. Whenever there's no Payne Haas, he always steps up, but then also no Reynolds. So he had to step up as a captain.
Yeah, great game from 46 tackles, 211 run meters of 23 runs. Just another impressive
And then
captain's knock.
And then on the bench there, Sean Johnson, could have had him there starting on instead of Cherry Evans, but
You couldn't go past Joe Evans. Great game from him.
Sean Johnson, I reckon he gets that field goal then. Maybe might put him over.
Yeah,
but
got the penalty goal instead.
yeah, and one try says 14 runs for 157.
That's
run
impressive
meters
from a half.
and 665 kicking meters.
Yeah, it was a game of the kicks. Or
Yeah.
Cherry Evans also had 640. It was a game of kicking, especially in the golden point.
2 halves that really know how to kick, where they want to kick,
Yeah.
just wherever they want it to kick it just goes there.
And to finish off the bench, we had Victor Radley, obviously 1 try, 242 run meters, 36 tackles. Jaden Sewer, 1 try, 168 run meters. And
Big Tommy Burgess.
Tom Burgess, what a game he had. 1 try, 156 run meters, and yeah, just a great game from him.
The 2 notable mentions that we feel like to bring up: Kalen Ponga, who could have probably played, and Mitch Barnett, who has had a rough trot recently with injuries, but you know he's playing pretty well for the Warriors at the moment, and he really stood out in this game against Manly, so he could have definitely squeezed in there as well.
I think our player of the week's pretty obvious.
Yeah, Homeshed player of the week there.
Joey Manu. We won't go over his stats again. I think everyone's already heard
Yeah.
about him enough, but
5 times today.
great week from him.
I do genuinely reckon fullback is Joseph Manu's
Well, you
position, but
just can't put him over
Teddy.
Teddy.
Anyway, let's go to the followers' questions. You guys gave us some questions on our
Some
Instagram
weird
story.
ones.
Yeah, some weird ones are in there, but we will ignore them. But make sure you're following Homeshed Podcast on Instagram if you're not. Anyway, first question. What is your spine of the year? I think this question means what team has the best spine this year?
Well, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Melbourne Storm.
Melbourne Storm. Healthy, it's the first time they've been healthy for about a year and so, and they're playing the best footy at the moment. You got Hughes, Grant, Pappy, Munster.
Yeah, represented players. You got Munster Grant there playing for Queensland. Hughes, halfback for the Kiwis, and then Pat Manel can definitely play for the Blues this year if he keeps
stays
that
healthy,
form.
yeah.
And then another question we got: do we think the Rabbitohs will get the spoon? Me personally, I do not, because this bye could really save South. You know, it could really give them time to sort of review everything that's happened to them, fix everything that's happening to them, fix the Jason Demetriou situation. But in my opinion, at the moment, we're going into round 7, and I see the Titans still like if you see their upcoming draw for the Titans, they're going to struggle to get a win.
Yeah, Manly this week. So.
And that's a tough game, yeah. Personally, as a South fan, I think Jai Gray coming in and Latrell, I don't want to say, but obviously Latrell getting suspended was the best thing for the club at the moment. I think Latrell just needs a few weeks off, clear his head, come back and just focus on footy, man. But I feel like Jai Gray is going to cement that fullback spot if he keeps going the way he's going, and Latrell might go centre, where he obviously plays his best footy.
Darius, what's your opinion? Do you reckon South are
No,
going to
they're not getting the spoon there. It's only been 6 weeks, and the Titans have been way worse than the Rabbitohs have.
Yeah.
The Rabbitohs show fight in some games, like they did this week against Cronulla there, but Cronulla just the better team there.
Against the Bulldogs, their defence was good, but the other games, they were very average, obviously.
And then also, you've got to look at the injuries there. No Johnson, Munro gets injured, Murray injured,
It's a shame
to
for
Tolan injured.
Yeah, Monroe.
Monroe's
He was
Yeah.
fractured his collarbone again.
He was looking
the
good.
kid can't catch a break. But
And then Latrell suspended.
but if you look at it like
Ilias
this,
goes down.
Yeah.
the Titans would be last. South is for and against is their issue. I think it's negative 102.
But I think South,
just-
personally, I'm not trying to be biased, but I reckon they've had the hardest draw on the comp. You've got Roosters,
That definitely hasn't been
And
a
then
rough, easy.
Manly,
They got Melbourne when they come back from the bye. Then they got Penrith,
and I think they got the Dragons,
Two-
which is also
two
going to be a tough
premiership-
game.
2 premiership contenders right there.
Roosters, I reckon the easiest game they had was the Bulldogs, and we barely won that.
Yeah.
We versed every top 8 team, I reckon, so far. Or Manly, just maybe missing them, but anyway, that's enough for South. Who is the best coach in the game, you blokes reckon?
What are we talking about all time or right now?
I think we'll talk about it right now.
Right now, Craig Bellamy can't go over him.
Todd Payton's up there as well, I reckon.
Craig Bellamy is that super coach. You bring Jerome Hughes, Brandon Smith down from the Cowboys. Both players that had attitude problems at the Cowboys. They come down to Melbourne, and then Bellamy whips them into shape.
I still don't think you can go past Wayne Bennett. He is like seriously. He's definition of super coach. He has done everything possible. And do you guys see? I know it's not a question, but do you guys see Bennett still going after 2024?
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon he'll come to South, in my opinion, or anywhere.
He
else.
won't stop until he dies. He will not stop coaching until he's dead.
In my opinion, a smoky for the best coach in the game, Andrew Webster. Obviously, ran the Warriors up
Eddie
last year.
Marshall.
Well, he's doing well.
Yeah.
He's
I
doing.
can't, like, I'm not saying he's the best, like you're saying, Benji Marshall. Shane Flanagan, he's got the Dragons off to a pretty good start. 3-3, you know, two more wins than the Dragons have literally tied the amount of wins they had last season. So, like,
That's pretty poor.
that just shows that like Shane Flanagan's
No, but yeah.
changing this team around a bit, and it's
I
good
reckon
to
there's
see.
been a few, obviously, good coaches and bad coaches. You've got to go Dimitri, obviously, Hasler, O'Brien.
Demetrio wasn't. He's
He's not a bad coach.
not
just-
a bad coach. It's just some of the players' egos, like Latrell right now.
Yeah, but that comes
You
down to
kinda
the
also have
coach.
to-
You got to control as a coach.
I think Trent Robertson's also a great coach there.
Yeah, he's always been the best.
Taking the Roosters to 3 premierships in 1 decade is impressive.
You know, Connell's saying O'Brien. O'Brien re-signed in the off season, I believe, and you know the Knights finished the season amazingly, like last season, and they've come
That
into
run
this.
that they went on.
Like, they're very inconsistent.
Yeah, they're hot and cold, I reckon.
They're an inconsistent team, the Knights, and I do see them struggling to make the top 8 this year.
I feel like every coach is good, but you just can't go past the best, like Bennett, Bellamy, Webster, I reckon, Payton.
The reason people want to go down to Melbourne is because of Bellamy.
Yeah.
Because he can turn you into
And
one.
Bennett, they want to go up to
Yeah.
Redcliffe. They just,
That's where I could see Josh Schuster landing as well, Melbourne, because then
Yeah.
I can see, you know, Bellamy's changed players, and Bellamy can change Josh Schuster, so
anyway, let's get to another question. If there was an 18th team, where would you boys want it located?
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah,
That's
I
where I
agree
want
with
it,
that.
but I just don't think they have the funds right now
I don't
for
reckon.
it. And
I don't reckon a lot of people would go over to me.
And that's why they said they're going to base it in Cairns, but it's
Cairns, we already on. I reckon go Perth, a place
yeah,
around
that's
Perth
where I
or
would say
Adelaide.
Perth. But the only issue with like Perth and Adelaide, those two places are very AFL orientated. So like the
Oh.
NRL wouldn't get as many eyes over there.
Tasmania.
Tasmania, like you never
Perth
know
would-
with Tasmania. Like
Perth and Adelaide have really good stadiums there that they could use, but that's also AFL.
I saw something they were going to bring another New Zealand team in. Like
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I'd like that. Or,
like
Christchurch or Auckland or something.
but I think I'd like a Papua New Guinea team
Yeah.
because then you'd get more people in Papua New Guinea. That's more opportunities for them to maybe get out of their living space, you know.
Very true.
Because
what,
you go over there, they're hustling for money, anything they can
But
do.
like, they love footy over there as well. Like, you see
It's-
like
it's-
you see these prime minister tests and that go over there. It's sold out. But like, if they do go to Papua New Guinea, how
The
many
NRL.
home games would they have in Papua New Guinea? Is the question, because you know the Dolphins, they have what 4 or 5 games at KO Stadium a year. Would
Yeah, but the
Papua New
Dolphins
Guinea
also have a
only
lot of
3?
games in Queensland as well.
Yeah,
I think
It's sort of like the Warriors, in my opinion.
I think the NRL just got to give them like a lot of money, help them out, start getting more leagues, like little leagues into it, you know,
Yeah.
because they produce some of the best players. Justin Olam, he's in like his best form at the moment.
Johnston.
Yeah, Alex Johnson's Xavier coach. Jack Laybart.
Jack DeBellin.
Yeah.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, they got a few big names.
Anyway, on to question 5. We touched on it earlier. Do we think the Sean Johnson contact on the leg was a penalty? Personally, no.
I think it could have gone either way. Obviously, it's a risky play from Alloway, but at full speed, you can't really just move out of the way. Obviously, he wasn't aiming for the leg, but he still made contact. And it could have possibly been way worse for Johnson. Like, we saw the Ilias one, which led to a send-off, but I still don't think it's a penalty, but I still think it could have been worse. So I reckon it's sort of dangerous.
Me personally, I don't think it's a penalty, but it's even stupider that he's now getting suspended for it.
We were talking about this earlier, me and Darius, and Darius, me and him both don't agree with the suspension.
There's
but
really nothing he could do. He's already there, and he's just
he's not just gonna jump over it a second. So yeah, that could have gone either way. Anyway,
it's kind of like that Isaiah Papali'i one against the Raiders last year, where he went into dive and it was too wet there, slippery.
In my opinion, there's definitely a few rules that need to be checked out because there's a few that are just being called for no reason.
I just think, because you hit the leg, it's a penalty. Obviously, it could have been way worse, the injury, because talking about looking after, watching Ilias's, it could have been way worse, but...
we do want to protect the kickers there, but...
So are they just not meant to go and charge down the ball?
You're not just going to let him get an open field goal, especially if it's to win the game or tie the game up.
So question 6, we touched on it. Can South bounce back from this 1-5 start? What do you reckon, Darius?
Of course they can. It's only we're around 6.
It's true.
And
I don't think they can make the 8.
Yeah,
but I think they can finish 9th or 10th maybe, just miss it, or...
I think they're 9th to 12th, that's where they're going to
be. If they make the 8, it will be incredible.
Like I said, the only way they bounce back from this is the bye this week. This bye will be very crucial for South, so, we'll see what unfolds round 8 when they verse Melbourne, see if they made any changes.
I think they will. I think, obviously, Monroe's gone. Personally, I think they should give Jacob Gaga a run. He was impressive in Vegas. We saw what Thompson can do. He had that good try, but other than that, he had a lot of speed, and we need South needs speed on the wing, especially going against Coates at Melbourne.
They don't really have those high leapers as well. If you guys go up against Melbourne, who's gonna be able to out jump?
Jack White.
Personally, Coates, he does have the hops, but he doesn't catch it 50% of the time. He always seems to drop it.
I just think they're going to be targeting Jai Gray. They're going to kick it to Jai Gray and get Xavier Coates to start running at it.
I'm going to ask this with you, talk with Connor here. Speaking on wingers, Tane Milne's he's been one of South's best in my opinion over the past few weeks.
Good.
A guy you didn't think would be their best guy, but
he's one of the best. He's one of South's older players. Yeah. And I reckon he's sort of trying to lead by example.
He was very average on the weekend, especially letting Mulatalo get 2 tries, 2 try assists.
It's Mulatalo.
I know, but he could at least he just always seemed to jammed in. And I reckon I'm just gonna say we can bounce back. I feel like bouncing back with South would be getting to in between 9th and 12th, because if we make the 8, I'll be super proud of that, but I don't think we will, and I don't think it's possible at the moment, especially with the form we're in and the amount of players we have injured. So obviously I guess we'll just wait and see how time can tell with South.
Depends what happens with JD as well though.
But personally, after seeing the Cronulla game, I don't feel like he's the problem. I feel like he has something to do with it, because he can't control the players, but...
Dropping Cook, don't get me wrong, Mamazelos played well. He did his job well, but he's not the same calibre of Damien Cook.
He can't control the forwards. As you saw, they just ran through our forwards too easily, Cronulla. I feel like Cook controls the forwards, keeps the forwards going. Mamazelos, obviously, as a young player, doesn't really... I don't know if he feels like he doesn't have the control or he just can't control it. So I feel like he just doesn't have the amount of confidence Cook does at the moment.
He'd make a good utility for South off the bench. Maybe 14, but Cook can go 80 minutes. That's the issue.
Yeah, I feel like South don't need that utility, to be honest. I feel like we just need to get all our forwards on the bench, like Duncan, Burgess, Shackmit, obviously.
He's been impressive.
Avili.
He was actually really good against Cronulla.
He's been good against most of the teams there. A guy that you wouldn't really think he is, but he's putting in the work in the pre-season, and it's showing now.
Alright, on to this other question we got. We'll start with you, Darius. Your favourite team and players?
Well, it's obvious my favourite team there. But favourite player right now, probably Lockie Galvin. He's...
Does it have to be from our team? Sorry.
No, it can be anywhere, but I'm saying Lockie Galvin.
Are we going to do one all time, one present?
All time? Well, that's
Benji.
obvious, Benji Marshall.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna
But
say
I'll go with someone that's not from the Tigers. Well, I always like Cooper Cronk.
Yep.
And then also, you know, right now I'd probably go Hamiso.
that. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah. South's my favourite
Sydney.
team. My favourite player at the moment, I know this might sound a bit weird, but I like Jai Gay. I've liked him since the Charity Shield match. I know he's got a lot of potential, and seeing him play against Cronulla, I really enjoyed watching him play. Also, Cameron Murray, you can't go past him.
Massive.
All time?
All time, I think it's got to be Greg Inglis. I watched him growing up. I seen that 2014 grand final. It was just another player I like from a different team would have to be Terrell May. I love Terrell May. He's in my fantasy team, but
I
I just like the way he plays.
I remember watching him at his North Sydney Bears day, and you could always see how good
Even
he
Essence
was.
Day, all of him.
Yeah.
He had.
I was there
He's
one
always
day.
had that potential. Like
Yeah, you were there, and then Taylor May came, and you get photo with Taylor May as well.
Jackson?
yeah, so obvious the Dragons are my favourite team. My favourite player from the Dragons at the moment is probably Jaden Sewer. You know,
Good player.
all time. You know,
Flanagan.
no,
Carl Flanagan.
no, I really liked Jamie Soward growing up.
Interesting.
You know, Jamie Soward was one of my favourites growing up, and from another team. I don't know. I've always liked Jack Wyden. You know, I reckon he's a very versatile player who can play anywhere. He really helps the team. But yeah, Jack Wyden will definitely be there as one of my favourites from another.
Well, that would do us for the questions. Obviously, to round off the segment, we'll do our tips. Round 7, Thursday night, Roosters vs Storm.
Oh, that is a hard one because you got Teddy coming back, Walker coming back.
Yeah.
You know, you got a few players coming back there, but I'm going to lean towards Storm there, but it could go either way. What do you fellas think?
In my opinion, I reckon Storm. I reckon it'll be really close, but at the moment, I feel like the hardest team to be in the NRL is Storm. Especially with the amount of depth
Bulldogs
they have.
did,
Yeah, but they didn't.
but they did.
Jackson?
Yeah, look, Allianz Stadium, the Roosters are getting a few key players back, but you know, I still feel like the Storm will just be a bit too much for the Roosters, so I'm going with the Storm on Thursday night.
I'll let you announce the next game.
Yeah, so Friday night we've got Dragons Warriors at Win. Me personally, the Dragons, I'm not being biased, we're not easy to beat at Win, so I'm gonna go with the Dragons on this one. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
I'm going to go with the Wars. They have the best team in the comp, in my opinion, at the moment, on paper, and they're playing like it as well, so you can't go past it. I reckon it'll be a good game, to be honest with you. I don't reckon it'll be easy, but I reckon the Wars will get the chocolates.
The Wars here.
What did you just go on?
Bro, put up a W.
That's West side, bro.
I'll be doing that on live stream.
Alright, so
Cut that out.
you got the Wars?
Yeah, I got the Warriors, yeah.
Alright, next game we got Eels vs Dolphins at Darwin. One of the yearly things they do this year, so what do you reckon?
That is a hard one. No Tabuai Fado, no Farnworth, no Kafusi.
Oscar Fusi out.
No Flegler either.
Yeah.
Flegler's been told he's not going to come back this week by Wayne Bennett.
I might go with Para then, to be honest.
Yeah, Para coming off that W against the Cowboys. But,
That was a good win for them as well. I reckon they'll give them lots of confidence.
and
Yeah.
then I think you got Blaze Talani might be coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lean towards the Eels.
Me personally, you
Are
need
you
Cal-
in for that game?
you need
No.
you need
Bathurst is so far away.
you
I thought
need
you were going-
Blaze Talangi over
Okay.
Morgan Harper. Morgan Harper, you need Blaze Talangi.
I
to
reckon
play
Morgan
over-
Person-
Harper's
he was
actually
impressive
He's
from
not doing
the-
that bad, but he just has a few errors in him.
Me,
Yeah.
so with this game, you know, I'm gonna go with the Eels at the moment, but I'm gonna also wait until Tuesday
Yeah,
to see how the
wait till
Dolphins.
teamless
Wait
Tuesday.
till see how the Dolphins sort of play with
Line
the
out.
injuries that they have at the moment. But I'm going with the Eels in Darwin. So
Well, wait, so I think Nick and Remy will be out as well, so
yeah, okay, I'm definitely going with Para.
who will be the halves? We got Katoa
It
and
could be
Sean
yeah,
O'Sullivan.
yeah, but will Katoa go 5'8"?
I think so.
Mm.
Katoa's been impressive.
Especially after being told he's not in our already at the start of the year.
It was definitely something Wayne Bennett said, so then he could actually start trying more.
I reckon,
during
that's
training.
just, it was all part of Bennett's plan.
Ben always knew that he was going to start. He just wanted to see if he could actually.
Darius, you can announce this game.
Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Panthers vs Tigers at Bathurst. Last year we saw what Tigers could do against them, but I don't think it'll be the same. Nathan Cleary might be coming back. But
I don't know, he's not.
Taylor May's going to be dropped, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was for something he did. But
Do you reckon
that next tattoo?
Do you reckon... does that mean Paul Alamotti might finally get his opportunity in the centres?
I think he will. I'm excited to see him play Alamotti. He's good. It was good for the Bulldogs. I reckon he'll have a good pre-season.
I'm going with Penrith, but if it's raining, I'm going with the Tigers. As we saw last year, yeah. Tigers play better on wet football.
I'm saying my too.
Yeah.
Panthers. Can't go past them at the moment.
Yeah, Panthers.
Yeah, you can.
Panthers.
Titans vs Manly. A must-win game for the Titans, but I'm going to go Manly.
In front of their home crowd.
Cherry Evans is at home. Queensland. He always plays better in Queensland, so
could have literally been his home a few years ago if he signed that deal with the Gold Coast as well.
I'm gonna have to go to Manly.
Honestly, I'm gonna go the upset here. The Titans are due for a win. I'm going the Titans. They're due for a win at home.
I don't mind it, but you just can't go past.
But it sort of depends if Jaden Campbell's out because he did go off with another injury. But
I feel like they were better without him on.
I didn't watch it.
So who went to fullback?
AJ, and then they moved. So I'm gonna move Chris Randall there.
Chris Randall is good. He can tackle. Yeah, good defensive player.
Yeah, no, but I see the Titans trying to almost. They're due for a win. You can't go a whole season without a win.
Yeah,
you can, but it's not very.
Broncos versus Raiders. I reckon this will be a good game.
Yeah. But Raiders are in great form. Their outside backs are electric, like Matt Timmercore.
They don't do very well.
Chris.
They don't do very well away from Canberra, though, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to go with Broncos.
But is Reynolds coming back? Payne-Haas?
I don't know.
Payne-Haas only had surgery like 2 weeks ago.
So I think he's out for a lot.
He's out.
Time.
Renault's definitely out.
But Jock Mann's was good, I reckon.
Ezra Mam stepped up a bit as well.
Well, he had to. He really had to.
I'm gonna go the Broncos with this one.
Yeah.
They're hard to beat at some point.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
Raiders?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the Bronx. Dogs versus Knights.
Core Stadium. I'm gonna go the Dogs. Honestly, I reckon the Dogs can get it against Newcastle.
They always love it. They always love a Sunday afternoon game. The Dogs.
Yeah, I'll go Dogs as
gonna
well.
go
You know, they've got
that left side.
They're getting Blake Taft back this week.
I reckon Tracy was impressive at fullback. I reckon he did the
did
job.
you guys? Critter got moved like mid-game, didn't he?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
I don't know. It was.
I noticed that because
I think it was before the game.
Yeah, I think it happened
Yeah,
before.
you can't fault Tracy.
But I reckon Crichton. I don't want to say it, but I reckon he's very average this year.
He won't be in the Origin side. I'm gonna put
I
it all
know.
in now.
I think he could be in the Origin
I reckon
side as
Tago
a
over
centre.
him. I reckon Tago over him at the
No, the
moment.
centres will be Latrell. You still
No,
have
not
to pick
centre, wing.
Latrell. You have to pick
You
Latrell.
can't.
Latrell goes to a different level in
You
Origin.
can't put Latrell.
No, you can put Latrell there.
You can't.
You can.
You can't.
You can select him.
Alright, that's Darius. Dogs Knights, who you going?
Dogs. That
Dogs.
left side
Dogs.
is gonna score a lot of points.
Last
there.
game.
PointsBet Stadium. Sharks Cowboys.
Whenever I think of this one, I always go back to that 2022
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
semi-final.
I'm going the Sharks. They're at PointsBet. You know, they showed what they
I
can
think they've
do.
got most of their forwards back now, and when their forwards are on, they're on. You saw that against South, so I'm gonna have to go Sharks.
Cowboys trying to bounce it back, so I'll go Sharks.
Yeah.
Sharks. And
Anyway,
South have the bye.
Toughest game of the round, South versus the bye.
I'm going with the bye.
I reckon the bye just get it.
I reckon the bye 13 plus.
Anyway, that will wrap us up for the first official episode of Homeshed. Thank you all for watching, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and listen to the podcast. Thank you.
Subscribe. Thank you.
See ya.
Do you want to end the video?